Have you ever noticed how some people leave you feeling small, hurt, or underestimated, and yet, when time passes, it's they who seem diminished while you thrive? Think about that for a moment. Why is it that some people who try to hurt us end up regretting it silently, almost as if they knew too late the value of what they tried to break? It's not about revenge, it's about transformation. There are silent habits, subtle and almost invisible, that allow you to rise without making a scene, habits that make people quietly regret hurting you because they witness the strength and calm you carry forward. The first habit is mastering your emotions. Anger, resentment, the desire to lash out. These are natural, but reacting impulsively only feeds the moment. When you stay composed, when you respond with calm clarity rather than chaos, people notice. They realize that their attempt to shake you has failed and that you are unshaken. Your quiet control becomes a mirror reflecting their own loss of composure. The second habit is investing in yourself. Every day you read, you learn, you push yourself just a little further. The people who underestimated, you begin to see the difference. You grow quietly, steadily, and the transformation is undeniable. There's no shouting from the rooftops, no dramatic declarations, just results. And results speak louder than words. The third habit is walking away strategically. Sometimes the best response is no response at all. Not every slight deserves your attention. By choosing your battles and retreating from the unnecessary conflict, you demonstrate that your energy is valuable, that your time is not for anyone who doesn't respect it. And in your absence is felt. That's when regret quietly sets in. The fourth habit is kindness paired with wisdom. When someone who hurt you expects bitterness or retaliation, and instead encounters patience and generosity, it disarms them. It's not weakness, it's strength in disguise. It forces them to reflect, how could someone so wronged remain so composed, so humane? The fifth habit is relentless. Focus on your goals. When people see that you channel your energy into growth, success, and vision, they recognize that their actions could not slow you down. While they might have tried to derail your journey, you are miles ahead, quietly building a life they didn't anticipate. Success is silent revenge, a testament to the life you create beyond their interference. The sixth habit is keeping your dignity intact. Gossip, pettiness, and endless explanations often trap people in mediocrity. By refusing to engage in drama, by preserving your dignity even when it's tempting to respond, you elevate yourself above the chaos. And those who hurt you, they slowly realize that they cannot touch what you refuse to surrender. The seventh habit is self-awareness. Understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, and your boundaries allows you to navigate life strategically. You no longer give power to those who aim to diminish you. And when you live aligned with your values, their disrespect reflects only on them, not on you. The eighth habit is patience. Time reveals everything. What feels like immediate injustice often fades into lessons and opportunity. By practicing patience, you allow the natural course of life to expose the truth. And when people see the trajectory of your growth, the respect they denied becomes regret and silence. The ninth habit is using pain as fuel. Every hurt, betrayal, or slight is converted into determination. You build, you push, you rise, and the transformation becomes undeniable. Those who doubted or hurt you witness the outcome, not a shout of revenge, not public confrontation, but undeniable success and inner strength. And that quiet victory is more powerful than any confrontation could ever be. People often think that revenge is loud and immediate, but true power is silent. It's in the calm you carry, the growth you achieve, and the dignity you preserve. The habits you cultivate in quiet moments, away from the eyes of those who doubted you, create a ripple that eventually reaches them. And when it does, they regret their actions, not because you forced them to, but because your life became a testament to your unshakable strength. Remember this, the most potent response isn't to hurt back. It's to rise silently and relentlessly until your life itself becomes the answer they can't argue with. Mastering your emotions is more than just staying calm in the moment. It's about taking control of your inner world so no one else can dictate how you feel. Every slight, every insult, every attempt to provoke you is a test of your inner strength. Most people react immediately. They shout, argue, or lash out, and in that reaction, they give away their power. But when you pause, breathe, and respond with composure, something extraordinary happens. People notice it even if they don't say it out loud. Imagine someone tries to belittle you, to make you feel small, but instead of reacting, you remain steady, almost untouchable. Your calm becomes louder than any argument, more powerful than any words they could throw at you. They begin to question themselves. Why didn't their actions affect you? Why didn't their words provoke the anger they expected? That question alone starts the seed of regret. Mastering your emotions isn't about ignoring your feelings. It's about understanding them, processing them, and choosing your response. It's about realizing that you can control only yourself, not the actions of others. And when you do, you create a space where respect is demanded silently. People begin to see that hurting you doesn't work the way they thought it would. Your emotional self-mastery becomes a shield, an unspoken power that speaks louder than any confrontation. Over time, this habit transforms your life. You no longer expend energy on people who seek to unsettle you. Your mind remains clear, your decisions remain smart, and your presence becomes magnetic. People begin to admire your strength from a distance, and some even regret the moments they tried to shake you. Mastery of emotions turns pain into clarity, conflict into calm, and silence into one of the most powerful forms of influence there is. Investing in yourself is one of the quietest and yet most powerful ways to make people regret hurting you. Growth is not flashy. It doesn't scream for attention. It happens in the small, consistent actions you take every day: reading, learning, exercising, improving your skills, and refining your character. While others may waste energy trying to bring you down, you quietly build a life that becomes undeniable proof of your strength and resilience. Think about it. When someone underestimates you or tries to diminish your worth, it often comes from their own insecurity. But when they watch you grow silently, steadily, and confidently, it unsettles them. They begin to see the contrast between their efforts to hurt you and your unwavering progress. Your life becomes a mirror, reflecting not their power, but your potential. Investing in yourself also teaches a powerful lesson. Your value is not dependent on others' opinions. Your growth is proof that you are not defined by their negativity. Every book you read, every skill you master, every personal goal you achieve adds layers of resilience and confidence. Over time, this accumulation becomes a force that others can't ignore. They might have tried to hold you back, but your life proves that their actions were powerless. And here's the subtle magic. This type of investment doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes you. You begin to carry yourself differently, walk taller, speak with more certainty, and make choices rooted in self-respect. Those who tried to hurt you notice it, even if they never admit it. The quiet, relentless pursuit of bettering yourself becomes a statement louder than any argument or confrontation ever could. By focusing on yourself, you transform their attempts at harm into motivation. Their actions no longer have the effect they intended. Instead of being weighed down by negativity, you rise above it. The regret they feel is not because you reacted, they can see that, but because they realize too late that their hurtful words and actions could never stop the force of your growth. Walking away strategically is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. It's not about giving up or running from challenges. It's about choosing when to invest your energy and when to protect your peace. Too often, people feel obligated to respond to every slight, defend themselves in every argument, or prove their worth to everyone who tries to diminish them. But there is unmatched strength in knowing when to step back, when to remove yourself from a situation that doesn't deserve your attention. When you walk away thoughtfully, you send a message without saying a word. You demonstrate that your time, energy, and focus are valuable. You show that you are not controlled by the actions or opinions of others. And in that silence, people who tried to hurt you begin to feel the impact of their behavior. They expected conflict, reaction, maybe even drama, but instead, they are met with calm detachment. Their power over you quietly dissolves, leaving them with a sense of regret they cannot voice. Strategic walking away also gives you space to grow, reflect, and strengthen yourself. It allows you to conserve your energy for battles worth fighting, for relationships and opportunities that align with your values. It's a subtle art, one that requires patience, self-awareness, and confidence, but its effects are profound. Over time, people notice it. The ones who try to drag you down begin to realize that their attempts were futile. Your life continues moving forward, undisturbed by their negativity. The beauty of this habit lies in its quiet impact. You are not retaliating. You are not seeking revenge. You are simply refusing to give your power away. And the most potent part, walking away strategically, forces people to confront their own actions. They begin to question themselves. Why didn't they get the reaction they wanted? Why do they feel the loss of influence over someone they tried to hurt? That silent reflection, that quiet regret is far more powerful than any confrontation could ever be. By mastering the art of strategic walking away, you protect your peace, enhance your focus, and allow life itself to reward your patience and self-control. You rise above the chaos, and in doing so, you leave a lasting impression that cannot be ignored. Kindness paired with wisdom is a silent habit that often leaves the deepest impression. When someone tries to hurt you, the expected response is anger, resentment, or retaliation. But responding with calm, thoughtful kindness flips the script entirely. It doesn't make you weak. It shows a depth of character that cannot be shaken by insults, criticism, or betrayal. People expect you to mirror their negativity, but when you rise above it, you create a quiet power that commands respect. Consider this. Someone may try to provoke you, expecting bitterness or conflict. Instead, you respond with patience, understanding, or a small act of kindness. They're confronted with a reality they didn't anticipate. A person they thought they could manipulate or hurt is strong, composed, and gracious. That subtle contrast between their intentions and your response plants seeds of reflection and ultimately regret. Kindness with wisdom is not naive. It is carefully measured. It sets boundaries while remaining generous. It communicates, I am in control of my actions. I am not defined by your attempts to harm me. This approach transforms interactions. It turns potential conflict into opportunities for quiet power. It forces others to acknowledge that their actions could not touch the essence of who you are. Over time, this habit shapes not only how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself. You move through life with integrity, self-respect, and clarity. You are unshaken by the small attacks, the gossip, the petty insults, because you have chosen a path that elevates you rather than drags you into reaction. People notice this. They sense the difference between someone who reacts impulsively and someone who responds with deliberate kindness and wisdom. And often, that recognition comes with regret, the realization that they misjudged your strength, your character, and your ability to rise above. Ultimately, practicing kindness paired with wisdom is a statement that your life will not be dictated by negativity. It is a silent assertion of power, a demonstration that true strength is measured not by the force of your retaliation, but by the grace with which you navigate challenges. And in that silence, those who sought to hurt you are left with nothing but reflection and regret. Relentless focus on your goals is one of the most powerful silent habits you can cultivate. When someone tries to hurt you or diminish your worth, the instinct is often to get distracted, to argue, explain, or retaliate. But the truth is, your time and energy are far too valuable to waste on negativity. By dedicating yourself fully to your personal growth and your ambitions, you create a force that is impossible for anyone to ignore or undermine. Focus is quiet but undeniable. When people see your consistent progress, your dedication, and the results of your hard work, they begin to notice what they once overlooked. They may have tried to distract you, derail you, or bring you down, but your unwavering attention to your goals allows you to rise above every obstacle. Your success becomes a mirror reflecting not only your discipline, but also their own failures to recognize your potential. This habit teaches something important. The best response to those who hurt you is not confrontation, it's transformation. Every step you take toward your dreams, every skill you master, every milestone you reach silently declares your resilience and capability. It demonstrates that no amount of negativity can slow your journey, and that their actions were ultimately powerless against your determination. By focusing relentlessly on your goals, you also protect your peace. You no longer give weight to unnecessary criticism, gossip, or attempts to provoke you. Your mind is occupied with creation, growth, and vision, things that cannot be shaken by the fleeting opinions of others. This quiet concentration becomes a statement of strength, a declaration that your life is moving forward on your terms. Over time, this habit creates both results and reflection. Those who tried to hurt you eventually recognize the distance you've traveled while they were consumed by their own attempts to diminish you. Their regret grows silently as they see what they could not stop, what they could not break, and what they failed to understand. Your focus, discipline, and determination were, and always will be beyond their reach. Keeping your dignity intact is one of the most powerful ways to make people regret hurting you. In moments of conflict, betrayal, or insult, the instinct is often to react, to argue, explain, or defend yourself. But true strength is shown in maintaining your composure and refusing to compromise your self-respect. When you hold on to your dignity, you create a quiet but undeniable power that cannot be shaken or taken away. Dignity is silent but impactful. It speaks louder than anger, louder than revenge, louder than words meant to wound. By refusing to stoop to pettiness, gossip, or retaliation, you show others that their attempts to hurt you are meaningless. They may have expected chaos or drama, but instead they are met with calm, self-assured presence. And in that quiet power, regret begins to grow. They realize they could not touch what you refused to surrender. Maintaining dignity also protects your inner peace. It allows you to navigate life with clarity and focus, rather than being consumed by resentment or the desire to prove yourself. Your energy is reserved for growth, goals, and relationships that matter, rather than being drained by those who sought to diminish you. This is where real strength lies, in knowing that your worth is defined by your own standards, not by the actions of others. Over time, this habit reshapes how people see you. They may have tried to humiliate or control you, but your unwavering dignity demonstrates that their efforts were futile. They begin to reflect on their behavior, often with quiet regret, recognizing that they underestimated the power of someone who refuses to be dragged into negativity. Holding on to your dignity is not about pride or stubbornness. It's about self-respect, wisdom, and the understanding that your life is far too valuable to be diminished by the opinions or actions of others. And in living with dignity, you create a presence that commands respect, inspires others, and leaves those who hurt you silently wishing they had chosen differently. Living unapologetically true to yourself is a silent habit that carries immense power. When someone tries to hurt or manipulate you, it often comes from their desire to see you conform, to see you bend to their expectations, or to control your choices. But when you embrace who you are fully, without apology, you create a force that cannot be shaken by criticism, judgment, or negativity. Being authentic is not about seeking approval. It's about honoring your values, your vision, and your own inner compass. When you refuse to apologize for your identity, your decisions, or your aspirations, people notice. They see someone who cannot be swayed by external opinions or social pressure. And for those who tried to diminish you, this realization can be unsettling. They may have expected compliance or doubt, but instead, they are confronted with a presence that is confident, unwavering, and self-possessed. That silent, unyielding authenticity often plants seeds of regret. They realize too late that they could not control or diminish you. Living authentically also protects your energy. You no longer waste time defending choices that align with your values or justifying who you are to people who don't appreciate it. Instead, your focus remains on what matters, your growth, your purpose, and your journey. This inner clarity becomes a shield against negativity, while simultaneously illuminating the contrast between your strength and the small-mindedness of those who tried to hurt you. Over time, this habit transforms not just how others perceive you, but how you perceive yourself. You begin to walk taller, speak with more confidence, and make decisions that honor your true self, rather than seeking approval. People around you may quietly regret the times they doubted, undermined, or attempted to control you, because your life stands as living proof of the power of authenticity. Living unapologetically true to yourself is more than a habit. It's a declaration. It is the understanding that your value comes from your integrity, not the opinions of others, and that no one can take from you what you have embraced within yourself. And in that silence, those who tried to hurt you are left reflecting on what they could never break, your unwavering self. Silence can be one of the most powerful weapons when paired with confidence. Most people feel the need to respond immediately to every insult, criticism, or attempt to provoke them, but true strength often lies in saying nothing at all. When you choose silence over reaction, you create space for reflection, for both yourself and the person who tried to hurt you. Your calm, quiet presence communicates a power that words often cannot convey. Silence paired with confidence is not emptiness, it is deliberate control. It shows that you are not rattled by negativity, that your self-worth does not depend on external validation, and that you are grounded in your own strength. Those who sought to hurt you expect chaos, an argument, or visible frustration. When they are met with composed silence instead, they are forced to confront their own actions and intentions. Often this quiet presence triggers a deeper, almost unspoken regret. They see that their attempt to control, provoke, or harm you has failed. This habit also strengthens your focus and clarity. When you speak only when necessary, your words carry weight. People begin to listen, not because they have to, but because your restraint signals authority and self-assurance. Meanwhile, your energy remains protected. You are not distracted by petty conflicts or consumed by attempts to explain or defend yourself. Every moment of silence becomes a testament to your inner power, a subtle but undeniable display of resilience. Over time, this practice transforms relationships and interactions. People notice the contrast between those who react impulsively and those who move with composed confidence. Your quiet strength becomes a mirror, reflecting the futility of their attempts to diminish you, and as they reflect, their regret grows, not because you made them feel it, but because your life continues forward, undisturbed, unshaken, and undeniably strong. Silence, when combined with confidence, becomes a language of its own. It communicates dignity, control, and inner mastery. And in that language, those who sought to hurt you find themselves confronted with the most profound consequence, the recognition that their actions could not touch you and that your strength does not require validation from anyone. Turning pain into fuel is one of the most transformative habits you can cultivate. Every insult, betrayal, or attempt to hurt you carries within it an opportunity, not to seek revenge, but to build strength, wisdom, and resilience. While many people allow pain to weigh them down, to create anger or resentment, those who harness it as motivation rise above the circumstances. They convert every challenge into momentum, every setback into a stepping stone. When you use pain as fuel, you take control of your narrative. You no longer allow the actions of others to define you or limit your potential. Instead, every negative experience becomes material for growth. You train yourself to push harder, focus sharper, and aim higher. And those who tried to hurt you, they begin to see the results of their actions. The very obstacles they placed in your path have become the driving force behind your success. Slowly, quietly, their regret grows. This habit also cultivates resilience. Life will always bring challenges, and people will inevitably try to undermine you at times. But when you have